few days ago, I released a beat as a short, and it was done using 3 of my drums from LOFI Drums Volume 6. I resampled them into a drum loop, so that sounded something like this. Those are the drums. That's the drum loop, and then I had these kind of really nice dark sounding chops. Really like the energy of those, and I performed the beat basically by using this drum loop and doing something a little bit like this. Okay, you kind of get the idea with that. So what I thought I'd do today is basically flesh that out, kind of get it working properly in the pattern area, and you can follow along and kind of watch my process. And the first thing I actually need to do is tap tempo on this drum loop to find out the BPM. It's telling me it's 90. I think that's a bit too fast. I don't think that's 90, so we'll check. So let's go to tap tempo. Okay, that seems like it's 83, so I think I'll actually make that 82. Let's go to the pattern area again. And we'll do 4 bars, and we'll make the strength 100% for this, and I'll do the grid at 8. I tend to do the grid at 8 for the chops. I think I'll start with the chops, so let's give this a go and see how this is going to work. Okay, that seems to have worked well. Let's just give that a quick check. Sounds a little bit sloppy, but I think the drums will cover that up a little bit. So we'll copy that. I like to keep backups because I might want to do an intro with those a bit later. And now we can start dubbing stuff over the top of this. So the first thing I'll do is a hi-hat, and we'll actually keep this grid at 100% and on 8. I want this to be a nice tight sounding beat. And I might make a copy of that again, and now we'll do the kick and snare at the same time. And I'll just quantize a kick first at the start using the grid 8 again. Now we know that's in time, and we'll go ahead and record over this, and we'll turn the quantize all the way off. Okay, nice, we've got the full loop there, so we can delete that previous one, and we'll go ahead and exchange this and move it over to here. And now what I want to do is start building some variations. Now we can have a lot of fun with these chops, as I showed in the short that I made. So I'm going to copy this, press for a main, and then I'm only going to copy the drums across by selecting them here, and then we'll do copy. So now we should just have the drums. Okay, perfect. And now we can record a variation with the chops. And we'll put the quantize back onto 8 again. I didn't really like that slight voice sample at the end of that loop, so I'll delete that and we'll do that again. I ended up just keeping the second part, the bottom 4 pads, as the same and just did a variation on the first one. So the next thing I want to do is a pause of the drums at the start of the loop, something that I do very often. So we'll copy the original loop with no variation. And what we'll do is use TR mode for this. So we'll go to record and we'll hit remain. That takes us to TR. And what you can do in this mode is just select the samples with sub pad and then delete them from the pattern. Okay, so delete the first kick and the first 2 hi-hats, and we should have a pause that comes back in on the first snare now. Kind of works. Unfortunately, the sample has actually got hi-hats in it, so it kind of defeats the point in doing that with the hats, but yeah, we've got the pause in our drums there, so that sounds okay. I think one last thing I want to do is do a copy and a pause of the drums at the second half of the loop as well. So we'll copy that. And we'll do record. We'll do this in real time. I think it'll be easier. We'll go into erase mode. There we go, that's done. Now I want to do another variation which is going to have some sort of vocal stab in it. So we'll copy that. We'll go back into the normal bank outside of pattern mode and we'll import something. I've got some sounds from my LOFI drums volume 6, which I can use. So we'll go in here, sample, SP vids, LOFI drums volume 6, vocals.
Yeah. Check it, man. Yeah.
I think we'll go with this one and we'll do a delay on it. Okay, I want it to be quicker than that, so I think we'll go to 1.8. Perfect, so we'll resample that. We'll take off the compressors that I've got on bus 1 and 2. Probably should have mentioned that I had them on at the start. Cool, that's perfect. So we've got this now. Take gate off. Okay, let's get that into the pattern. So back into pattern mode. Okay, and let's turn the compressors back on. I think it's a bit slow to come in, so we'll have a look at the start and end point of that sample. And maybe we can just slightly tweak it. There we go. So maybe we can bring this forward. There we go, that's a lot better. That's a lot closer to the start. So thinking all in all, really, I've got enough variations there. I'm quite happy. It's quite a simple beat. We made one variation with the sample chops. I added the vocal stab as well. We did a couple of pauses. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 patterns in total. 2 of which are very similar, one with just a vocal stab, but that should be enough to kind of flesh out a beat. So I guess one last thing we'll do is some MFX and then I'll do a little performance. So bus 1, we'll do 404 vinyl sim. I love that as an effect on sample chop. Just adds that really nice bit of spice. And then we can keep this one free for performance. So hopefully I've got the effects set up in the right way. Yeah, I have. So I can now just play these and use bus 2 as a performance bus. And of course we've got compressor and 303 vinyl sim, like I mentioned before, the 2 compressors. So we've got 3 effects on the actual samples, and then I've got a live bus for jamming as well. So let's come out of there. I could use the song mode to put all these in order, but I kind of like jamming them. So let's have a go at this and see what it sounds like. Okay, so there we go. I took an idea which I released as a short a few days ago, fleshed that out a bit, made some patterns and variations, and I actually really like the sound of that beat. I like the energy of it. I think the vocal stab works really well over the top as well. Leave a comment below, who would you like to hear rapping over this in a hypothetical world? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. But apart from that one, guys, just want to say a shout out for all the support. Big shout out to my members that support me every month, and I'll be back with another beat making video very, very soon.